Everyone doing okay? We made it to Friday. These weeks seem to feel a little bit longer to me. How about you guys?
Summer,
You,
man.
you guys are much younger than me, so it shouldn't. Anyway, let's get to the markets, see what's going on. Dollar recaptured that breakdown under that major support level. So it did that. At the end is, screaming. So we'll see what happens. Precious metals under pressure. Gold's trying to actually hold a trend line. So
That's the entire year's trend line too, Dale.
yeah, it looks important to me. Here it is,
Yeah.
right there. So I have it from July. So, I was thinking, at least, if we break down, we could have equality, which would be still taking out this low. And then if you want to look for a real big correction, you look at the whole formation, which was about $400. When you look at this break, this was about 35, this is about 31, so call it 400. So this is how you get below 3,000 if we get a breakdown here, and then you subtract $400. There's actually, here you go, here's a moving average right at three. So I know Greg is looking for a different type of triangle where we don't really take out this low, but we'll see. Um, Even the Euro's caving a little bit today. Who's with us today? I know Stel's here today. Okay, so it's like the old days,
Yeah, pretty much.
except Steve. So the flow guys are watching the beer flow out
I
of the
think
tap.
yeah, I think well, actually Ryan
Yeah, he's on one of his vacations.
no, that's next week.
Oh,
I think Michael Brown from Pepperstone, he took a train down to Ryan because he owes Ryan lunch. So they're having lunch down in Ryan's neck of the woods. But he
okay.
is going to be off next week. And K-Man's going to be covering for Ryan all week next week. So K-Man took today off to tidy up some things he needed to get done since he's going to be working double time next week. So it's summertime, coach. Everybody's on vacation.
Yeah. Well, the dollar isn't, and it's almost like the euro still the tough, showing relative strength, just like Aussie. But we are real back at this real important level that we took out earlier in the week. I think it was Tuesday. Closing above it would be, um, constructive anyway. So let's go to Stel. I'm going to surrender control. Really
Surrender.
not. I'm really, surrendering is a good thing. People think it's that it's a cowardly thing, but you know what's it's brave to let go of trying to control everything because then you're in the unknown. And we think we're controlling everything. We're not anyway. So here you go. I'm not really giving up control. I'm going to give you the screen. All
Thank you, coach.
right,
Thank you.
buddy.
Well, Steve might not be here, so I'm going to speak with a heavy accent just so
Oh,
that we
okay.
don't miss him.
Roll your R's,
All
man.
right. So sooner rather than later. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
No, dude, it's great, man.
Uh, so yeah, so summer markets, they're not quiet. That's a good thing. We have movement. And okay, I'm not going to start with yields like I usually do. You talked about gold, Dale, and I think you called a start of a move lower in gold, and you were absolutely right. Turns out we are on the trend line that Blake
Oh,
was talking
that's
about. You
really
have it as
long
well.
term. Yeah,
So this now, if this breaks, then I think next target is around 3,000 to 3,100, something like that. That which would
okay.
probably take us to where you were talking about as well.
Yeah,
Um, so this is interesting, and if you look long term, this is just some kind of a sideways consolidation, which has to happen at some point. So I
right.
don't think that this is the start of something of a major downturn, but there has to be a correction in all metals. And people who have been on, who are subscribers and who follow on the chat room, they know some days ago basically I now only hold half my silver and platinum longs, and I'm getting a bit cautious because we could well see a little bit of a down move, and it's not a bad thing to be taking some profits, especially when it's run really well. And looks, the silver is just bouncing off the channel resistance trend line, so that as well is kind of pointing the same direction. And platinum also is well, platinum actually is not as clear because we did have a major breakout. If you go on the weekly chart, you'll
Yeah.
see that this was, this was a proper breakout. I think we're definitely going to retest this zone around 1300 to 1350. So I think we will see chances are we're going to see a downturn in all this, especially if the dollar bounces. But problem is that the dollar has to bounce, and it's not looking that good at the moment. This is what I had drawn weeks ago, and it is actually following. I mean, it's not going to follow exactly, but I'm very happy that it's following pretty well. And I think the lows are somewhere in the low to mid 95s for the Dixie. We might not get there, but I think that's the level I'm looking at.
Still viable.
Yeah, and that's probably a level where I'm going to look to get long the dollar. And obviously depends on a lot of things. Depends on Powell, depends on Trump, what they're doing, and etc. But at the moment, this is my target, and that's where I'm going to be looking to take dollar longs.
Did you happen to see the clip of President Trump and Powell at the Fed building wearing hard hats?
No, I didn't see that. No.
Oh yeah, and Trump presented Powell with his bill, what he thought it was 3.2 billion for the renovations, and
Wow.
then Powell looked at the bill, and he said, "No, you're including the building of another building in this," and he goes,
Ah,
"Well, that's still part of it," and Powell said, "That was 5 years ago." So
okay.
anyway,
Oh, well,
anyway, it's like someone giving you a bill and saying, "Hey, 5 years ago you also bought this." Anyway,
yeah,
it was very uncomfortable to watch.
yeah.
I almost feel sorry for Paul.
Yeah, I do as well. He's a Fed chair, and really it shouldn't be. The
Yeah,
things that Trump is saying. I'm not for or against Trump, but I think the things he's been saying, too late Powell, and he's a loser and
yeah,
all that. I mean, it shouldn't be said really. But anyway,
yeah,
um, moving on to yields, which they are fighting. We have the 50 and the 200 DMA roughly where we are. We're kind of in no man's land, and I
yeah,
stand by what I've said for a while. I think we're going to be resolving lower, especially I think if Powell goes for whatever reason. I think we can be almost sure that whoever replaces Powell is going to be a dove and is going to be doing Trump's dirty work. So I think yields are moving lower. Now, I talked about the Dixie, and there are a few currencies which are very interesting. One is the dollar MEX. We've talked about it for ages, and
yeah,
it is at a very, very important level. We visited this about a couple of weeks ago, I think, and we bounced a bit. I think this is not a bad level if you are bullish dollar MEX, or if you're basically bullish a dollar. It's not a bad level to be trying longs, because you know where you're wrong. It's quite clear. But I think that this is going to, at least initially, I think this is going to break the lower. If the Dixie goes to the low 95s, it's definitely going to be breaking lower. And then I think it might turn out to be a false breakdown. But for now, I still think this is going lower, and it still has good carry, relatively good carry, not like it used to be, being short, but you get 3.5%, 4%, whatever it is, to hold the position. So that's interesting, very interesting. Where is it?
You obviously don't look at the patterns in play, Stelios.
What have you got?
I'm
long.
not going to tell you. You just got to look.
You got a long there.
Hey, Estelle, listen. I think it's a good idea that you subscribe. You'll grow as a
Yeah,
trader.
yeah.
There you go.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
uh,
Well, nice to see that we have a bullish and a bearish dollar. pattern in play. But yeah, okay. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like I said, this is not a bad place to be long.
It was a great short in early this year above
Yes.
20. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, look left at all that support too in this area. I like that. Traders look left. That's the memory
Yeah.
of the market.
Exactly. I mean, this has been a very interesting level for years.
Yeah,
So, uh, dollar Norway, I like this to the short side. I like in Norway, but it's been going, both Euro Norway and dollar Norway have been, in the grand scheme of things, going sideways, doing nothing. But this, I think we do have a pattern in play short on this one. Um, that's
the
another one
wizard.
that the wizard. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this to the short side. Dollar CAD is not as clear. I've been watching this trend line for ages. It broke, retested, broke, retested. I mean, that's the more time it spends sideways, the more I'm not convinced about the downside. But then again, if the Dixie goes where I think it will, this has to go lower as well. Europound has been trading very technically. I mean, there are some very, very clear areas of resistance support, 90 on the upside and 82, 83 on the downside. And this is now right in the middle. So I wait. If we get close to 90, I'm going to try another short again. So we're not there yet, but definitely something to watch out for. And stocks. Well, what can I say about stocks? People always talk about all the scenarios and this and war happening everywhere and oh my God. Well, stocks don't care. So for now, what have I said for weeks and weeks? The path of least resistance is higher. I have no evidence of us turning lower, no matter how fundamentals and valuations and all that point to us being really rich. So for now, if you put a gun to my head, I'll still buy them. I know might sound crazy, but I would still I still think
You
we
have
have
a little divergence here on the daily and on the 4 hour you do.
on the four
Um,
hour. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's didn't blow it out. See that? So we've been diverging since late
Yes.
June on
Yes.
this grind up, but yeah, yeah, we'll see. It
Let's
is the
see.
strongest chart on the board, so
The problem with this, if you exclude the tariff drama, the problem is that we're going constantly higher. Every dip gets bought. So as long as I see that, it reinforces the belief that the path of least resistance is higher.
yeah,
No doubt about it for now.
yeah.
And let's look at oil as well, just to finish up. Oil is it's a tricky one. I really thought we were going to be breaking lower when we did in April, May.
Yeah.
We've come back up again, but again, it's really not looking strong at all. We're increasing supply. Uh, Everything points towards lower oil prices, but we're still going sideways. I still have a bearish view on oil, but price action is not confirming yet. So I'll wait and see. But that's
All
pretty
right.
much it from me.
All right, buddy. I mean, nice review. Always great to have you here. I get nostalgic when you're here. I, I remembered
And
our beginnings.
yeah,
So
those were fun times.
yeah, so it's much better now, not because you're not here every day, but how we've grown and you've been a big part of it. I want to thank you too for your hard work in building your company.
Thank you, and thank you for being here every day and putting in all the work. We all appreciate it.
All right, bro. So guys, I was talking to Jim Welsh yesterday, and I just asked out of curiosity what level tariffs were in the 30s during Smoot-Hawley, and
Because he was old enough to know.
well, we both had met for lunch back then. Jim and I, we were just 20 then, but actually, tariffs they went from 5 prior to the tariffs being enacted to 15. So, you know, everyone's celebrating, no, it went from 5 to 20. Okay, went from 5 to 20. We're going from 2.5 to 15. And so as far as magnitude, it's even a bigger increase. And the only thing that we don't know about is, global trade was, I don't know, maybe 10% back then. So I don't know that percentage, but people that are just shrugging it off and are happy that it's only 15%, may want to consider that, it's still uh, one of the highest levels in our history. And it compares to what happened in the 30s. So that's definitely, something that no one's talking about. It's more like relief that it's not 150, but it's
Yeah, no,
still, you know what I mean?
that's the point, Dale. But it's like anything in the market. It doesn't matter until it does. Like, the
Yeah,
market, you know how
tipping
it is. The
points.
market, yeah, the market just like, screw this, screw that. Like right now, this whole situation that we're in right now feels very much like 2000, 2001. Think about like dot-com bubble. We're in the AI bubble. Everybody's just trying to, if anything is AI related, you're in. It's just I mean I remember I put I invested $250,000 into individual companies, excuse me, in the late 90s of my own money.
Yeah.
And they're all those companies went bankrupt. It was the big gold rush of the dot-com bubble. We are in the same bubble. You just don't know if we're in 1999 or in early 2001. It's hard to tell, and nothing mattered. It's the same conversations that we had back in 2000. None of these companies make money, yet the market continues to blast off higher.
It's
You know,
different
you,
this time because of AI, just like
it's
it
always
was.
it's always different. It's
Yeah,
always it everything, but we always had the same. We may not have had tariffs at the time, but we always had similar arguments, the wall of worry, yada yada yada, and nothing matters until it does. And I don't know what the breaking point is, and I don't know at what point the market goes, oh shit, that does matter. And I agree with you, Dale. I mean, we could sit here and talk about everything that really should matter in the market, but really just doesn't
it does
at this
until it
point.
does.
It doesn't until it does. That's right.
Yeah.
Like everybody's going to look at the European, and just as I said, I'd said on the YouTube video that I did yesterday, it was a little 3-minute video about the Euro Swiss. If you guys didn't see it, I think it's like the most compelling trade of the second half of this year, for so many different reasons. But like I said, even in that video, I'm like, it doesn't matter if the deal's good for Europe or bad for Europe or good for the US or bad for the US. The market's going to say, thank God it's the certainty is not there anymore. So the uncertainty is there, not there anymore. So we're just going to buy euros again. We're going to buy the euro Swiss. We don't have to
Yeah.
own Swiss francs anymore. I mean, that's the whole narrative of the market right now. It's like, oh, thank God we removed that one piece of risk that I was seeing. We have all these, next week, and I want to talk a little. Well, I want to talk about a few things really quick. Dale, this is where Ryan's at right now.
Okay.
Doesn't that piss you off? Pisses me off. Like
Yeah.
why is it I'm sitting here drinking a cup of coffee at 5 o'clock on a show,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and
if it makes you feel
then
better, Blake,
no, Stelios, and then
I'm gonna
you
be on
get
the
to
beach in
post your
about.
pictures of you being on a yacht somewhere in the Aegean Sea, and then we get all pissed off too. So
I was gonna say I'm gonna be on the beach in about 30 minutes. So
see,
there
you
you go.
know what? And I just didn't even need to hear that, nor did Dale. So just kidding. You know how we like to harass you, but no, that's where Ryan and Ryan's out with Michael Brown right now, over in his neck of the woods having some lunch. I think he
Nice.
lost a bet. I think Michael
Oh,
Brown lost a
that's the
bet.
UK. That looks like Spain with the ocean out there and everything.
Hell, it looks like San Diego, buddy.
Yeah, it does looks nice.
This is where Ryan lives. So he lives over in the southern part of Britain. So anyway, um going back to what I was saying though about a few things that we need to really pay attention to this next week. So this next week is a big week because August August 1st is, the trade deadline. So you're going to hear about all sorts of, we could get a European trade deal or headlines over the weekend. We can get them late in the day. We could get them Monday. All next week, we're going to start hearing all of these deals getting put together or not, or you're going to see all these, tariff blanket rates start to go into effect. And so that's going to be a big headline. We got the Fed next week. We also got the Bank of Canada next week. We have the
Wow.
BOJ next week. We have PCE next week. We have the jobs report on Friday. We have
Wow.
we have earnings. Hold on. We got
It's a
earnings from
Lollapalooza.
Microsoft, Google or Meta, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, CoinDesk,
Right.
Qualcomm, MicroStrategy,
Oh, damn.
Mastercard, PayPal, UPS. I mean, we're in the bulk of our like.
Uber? Is Uber in there?
I don't know.
Hey,
Not that I can see.
put
I'm
the
not.
Uber chart up because with the market making new all-time highs, there's a nice little head and shoulders formation developing in Uber. That
Oh yeah,
See that right
that's
there?
perfect. That's
Yeah,
actually really textbook, Dale.
yeah. So
Very
the
textbook.
overthrow it negated, and now it's working on a right shoulder. Breakdown takes it to 82, and then we could develop a bigger head and shoulders, which would take it back down into the 60s.
All right.
So
Nice. I like it.
there you
All
go.
right.
I mean,
All right.
it's a weak sister compared to what everything else is doing. And
Sure.
and
Yeah.
I ask everybody that's on, what do you think of Uber? And I haven't had anyone say that they don't like it.
I
Nobody.
know. Whenever I ask anybody if they like boobers, most people
Yeah,
like boobers too.
yeah. Anyway, just wanted to, if you
Okay.
want to short something, short what's already not performing with the market.
Right.
And then if the market does correct, it should accelerate what's already weak.
Sure. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
100% agree, Dale. Hey, I want a couple things I want to point out really fast, and that's a really good look, Dale. So thank you. And Forex Gal asked, could I be in Greece as well? No, but one of our long-term, he's actually been with me even when I was at MB Trading, and we had our original chat room there about 15 years ago. He jumped in our chat room. He's been with me for the last 15 years. He's meeting with Stelios this weekend in Athens, and also Steve tonight in Athens, I believe. So Leon, have a great trip to Greece. I will not be going. Somebody asked me yesterday when I'm going on holiday. And between the launch of Trading Analytics and sending my kid to Mississippi here in a couple weeks, that's going to be my holiday. My holiday
Hey,
this summer
hey,
is
you know
going to
what? Let me
Mississippi.
plant a seed, and I would go. Dan, I know you're thinking of just going for the summer to see your dad. Let Open an office in Athens, and all of us live around there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going. I'm not going to Europe until I'm going to spend a couple weeks in Europe or a couple months in Europe
Yeah,
in the spring.
yeah.
So I'll scout it out for you. I'll scout it
All
out for you,
right.
Dale. How
All
about
right,
that?
buddy. Yeah, okay. Well, we
Yeah,
already have boots on the ground.
we
Stel
do,
and
but I
Steve.
but I but I've got to confirm, that it's going to
All
be
right.
a good place. So
Wouldn't that be good?
I'm
Wouldn't it
going to
be
do the
great
legwork.
if we had a
Yeah.
little office, and we're not just, even though we're doing it on the internet like the old days, that we could all be working together in one space? I think it'd be fantastic.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I
Like the old
agree.
days.
So,
Have a
hey,
little bullpen.
couple of things really quick, guys. First of all, I want to mention if you haven't taken advantage of the pricing, we have our summer discount. Okay, now there's a couple reasons we're doing this. First of all, we had our liberation offer, 40% off. We got so many people were excited because they locked in prices that are basically prices they hadn't seen in like since 2019. So we basically brought our prices down. So we're the anti-inflation sale is what it is. So you can lock in 40% off on a month-to-month basis with Forex Analytics now. But the reason why you want to do that is because you will be grandfathered, but when we go to trading analytics, you're going to be the first one to use trading analytics. So anybody who's using Forex Analytics will be the first one to use trading analytics. And if you don't know what we're doing with trading analytics, put in your name and email into our newsletter, which is right in the middle of our website. So right in the middle of forexanalytix.com, just click right here in the middle. You can sign up for the newsletter. You get a newsletter every weekend that's written by Stelios and Steve and the rest of us. We put in videos there and blah, blah, blah. You'll have updates on what we're doing with trading analytics. And then plus we have a risk management webinar, which is going to have Dale, Steve, Stelios, Grega's coming in from holiday, Andre, myself, Nick, Ryan, K-Man. We're going to be broadcasting, or not broadcasting, having an actual risk management webinar with all of us together on August 7th. And the only way you can get the link is if you're in the newsletter. So you have to have the newsletter to get the link to that show. And if you can't be there because you're on holiday, don't worry, you can get a recording. We're not going to be broadcasting it publicly. You're not going to be able to just jump on YouTube and watch it. No, you have to be on the newsletter. So just put in your name and email address. Plus, if you're on the newsletter, you'll be put into a giveaway for one of 2 trader funding program giveaways for the month of July, which is over in like literally a week. So put in your name like right now. And I
Like
know
I'm going to be sharing my risk management method of closing my eyes and crossing my fingers. I'm going to be teaching
the
everyone.
religious trader risk management
Yeah.
strategy,
Yes, yes.
the pray to God that it works out.
Please, God, let this one work.
The
That's the
magnet
So
prayer.
strategy.
Yeah.
yeah, real quick, Stelios, I'm going to bring you in just 1 second before we wrap things up. Do we have data coming out right now? I just need to
Yes, durable goods orders.
Okay,
So
so I'm gonna get us ready for the durable goods. But guys, if you want to know like what I'm this is the trades room. Like for example, okay, and we were just Mark and I were just talking about Euro Aussie. But like I shorted the Aussie. Well, I shorted the Aussie last night or yesterday. Added to it because of the Gravestone Doji. Picked up the Euro this morning at 117.18. And if you want to know what positions I'm in or Cayman's in, or you want to know, like, have conversations with me about the Euro Aussie while we're trading it and looking at seasonality charts and talking about why some analysts are buying it or selling it, that's part of being part of the Forex Analytics community. Hey, as I get us set up for the data that's coming out, Stelios, what are you looking at going into this next week? It's a busy week this next week.
what's next week? What do we have? I don't even
Everything.
You
remember.
just missed exactly what
Oh,
we have.
we have the Fed,
Fed,
right?
EC,
Yeah, yeah.
we have the Fed,
We
we have
had
the
the ECB.
BOJ, the Bank of Canada, we have
Yeah,
non-farm
yeah,
payroll, we got
yeah.
earnings from 1,000 different companies. We got August 1st tariff deadline, so a lot of deals are probably going to get done. So take your pick. What's your
I I think although probably going to be not probably it's going to be a no change. I think the Fed is the most important one.
really? Why? Because
Yeah,
they're not going to do anything. They're going to set the pace for
they're not
they're
going
going
to do
to
anything, but they might say something. I think
Yeah,
that's
maybe. Yeah,
because the market is now pricing what? Very little, right? Well,
yeah.
at least for this year. So I don't know. I don't know. No, non-farm payrolls has been volatile. So that even if it's plus or minus 50K from the number expected, I don't think it's going to be a huge event. But the Fed could be. Anyway, 5 seconds to go. Let's see what we get. We're expecting a big drop, right? And
good.
Yeah, it is.
it's better than
Better than
expected. Yeah,
expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
better than expected. Not
Well,
massively, but it is better.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, look at the revision too. Wow, well, no, that revision's not much anything. I mean, this is a very volatile number, so it's not like something that it didn't help the dollar at all. Actually, the euro's starting to pull. It's starting to bounce, which is good. And by the way, if you guys, this is something that I've been talking about all week, just so everybody knows. And since the week ahead video last weekend, I said, hey, gold is the pivot. And I said, gold's coming down to this trend line. And when it tests this trend line, I'm going to make a decision there. And so this morning I bought the euro because we're sitting on the trend line. If that trend line breaks, I'm buying dollars across the board, just so everybody knows that. I've been very clear
You
all
did
week.
say that.
And I said on the week ahead video, I said, look, if gold breaks, I'm going to drop pretty much everything I'm doing. I'm buying the dollar. But since gold's on the trend line, I sold dollars this morning. That's why I bought the euro, and I'm not going to stick around for the remainder of the from here on out. I'm just saying that's I'm trading off of this. Correlations are recorrelating. Oh shit! Did you guys see this? Look at these two guys. Look at these two guys.
Yeah, wow.
What a shirt! Oh man, Dale, on your worst day, would you ever wear that shirt? Even on your worst day?
He looks like a British Rodney Dangerfield.
Dale says you look like a British Rodney Dangerfield
Or, or if he was in front of a
live
bar.
on the Face show right now, baby.
I'm busted.
All right, that's great. I got to repost that.
Or a bouncer at a bar that I wouldn't mess with the guy.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. No, I don't know, man.
all right, I can't
He
take
looks
it
like
back.
Magnum PI in an alternate universe. I don't know, in an alternate weird universe. Weird.
That's great.
Anyway, no, great stuff. And Dale, it's always fun having you on a Friday, especially when it's just me, you, and Stelios. We had
Yeah.
we had a great time today. So, Stelios, it's nice to have you here, man. It's just like old times.
Good to be
Yeah.
here, guys, and enjoy the weekend to everybody.
Yeah.
Get some
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah. Recharge everyone. And more than anything, you know, gratefulness. Okay. If you're feeling down a little bit, maybe you took a little drawdown this week, be grateful that you were in a position to trade it all. So you could always find something to be grateful for, and it's almost impossible. It is impossible to feel grateful and down at the same time. So that's my antidote, and you do that by counting your blessings and thinking about what you have and how lucky or blessed you are to have it. So have a great weekend, guys. Anyone hearing my voice right now that is not a member, I've been around for a while, a couple of years I've been in business, and you're not going to find a team that's more talented, but at the same time, not ruthless, that has a heart for people and really want people to succeed. They don't want a revolving door where you're just, a piece of meat and you're just going to run through it and, we'll collect what we could get out of you and good luck wherever else you go. You become part of it. It
Coach,
really is a family here.
it
It's a
is
family.
if you look in our chat room, like Mark's been there since we inception. Gav's been there since our inception. Adam's been there since our inception. Obviously, and this is Friday. It's really slow. Anders DK, who's in Eastern Europe, he's been there since the beginning. These Wujus, I've known Wuju now for probably about 5 years. He's a great prop trader out of New York. I mean, Simon's been with us for
long time,
15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, our community is built of people that we talk to on a daily basis that we have, just
we have relationships with them.
We do. I've met half of these people in person.
Yeah, I wonder how many companies that started a decade ago have any original members. I bet it's very few
in the markets,
except the principals that own the company. But as far as clients, I think it's very rare to have that kind of retention. I think that really speaks volumes, and nothing else has to be said. Why would someone be around and still be trading and have that kind of longevity if they they weren't, we weren't adding value to what they want to accomplish. So I rest my case, and I'm going to get some rest, and everyone have a great weekend, summer, and we're going to have a great August. Like Blake said, a lot of things happening next week. Get ready. And everyone have a great weekend. Thanks, Blake, and
Thank you, Coach.
Stel, and
Thanks, guys.
Rodney
Thanks, Stel.
Dangerfield, and K-Man, and Grega, and everyone who comes here and lays it out on the court. Not for us, because we all know what we're thinking. We do it for you. So everyone have a great weekend. That's it. Adios. See you, my brothers in arms, and have a great weekend. And we'll all be back here Monday to do it all over again. Aren't we fortunate? And that's a wrap. Are you doing the morning edge, Blake?
Of course, every Friday. Yep.
All right. So if you join now, you could take a look at the bias charts and get ready with numbers to trade next week. So join and invest in yourself. And I'll see everyone Monday. Take it easy, Blake.
Take care,
Thanks,
guys.
Coach. You too, buddy.
See you.
Hey, go stick your feet in the Pacific Ocean for me.
Okay, I promise I'll do it. And
All right, bud.
See you, Stel.
See you guys.
I'm a beach boy this summer too.
Love it.
All right, take it easy. You're welcome, everyone. Alexander, hey, how are you, buddy? Thank you, Ingmar. See you, Adam.